Warning, the following video contains spoilers for the Super Mario Bros. Movie from 2023. If you don't want any spoilers in this following video where I defend this movie, then don't watch this video unless you have seen this movie. Thank you. This is Brick and I am here to defend the Mario Bros. Movie that came out this year in 2023. You may be asking, why are you defending the Mario movie? Most people enjoyed the movie, so why are you defending it? Because some people have gone too harsh on this movie, and that is why I will make a video defending this movie from the critics and addressing the problems that they have. So let's go. First things first, I'd like to give a shout out to anyone that has helped me out by giving criticism I can go over about the Super Mario Bros. Movie on this script. That person is the Funny Guy 9000. Now, one person may be very little, but I'm happy to know that somebody has helped contribute to my script, and I even added some criticism points myself that other people, and maybe even myself, had at one point before the movie came out. Anyway, this video is going to be where I defend the Super Mario Bros. Movie that came out this year in 2023. My overall opinion on this movie is that I thought this movie was good. It wasn't that great, though. There are minor problems, but overall I thought this movie was good. The voice acting wasn't that great on some characters like Mario, for example, but he was fine just like Donkey Kong and such. But Bowser and Peach were also great. Those characters had great voices, but that's just my thoughts. Despite the fact that most people enjoyed this movie and that this movie was very successful, there were some people that didn't think this movie turned out so great. Even though they agreed this movie was better than the 1993 movie, which came out 30 years ago, in which that movie was a live-action take on the Mario Bros., and they got a lot of things wrong in that movie. But that's for another time. Now I will talk about the criticism people had for this movie, and going over one particular review someone had of this movie where, in my opinion, I thought this person was going too harsh on the Super Mario Bros. Movie. I'm fine if you don't like the Mario movie from this year. That's fine, as everyone can have a different opinion. But some of these reasons aren't the best reasons people have for this movie, and that's why I will be going over them and defending this movie from them. Many people have argued that Luigi has had less screen time and he wasn't shown a lot in the Mario movie. Here's my explanation on why Luigi got less screen time during the movie. Luigi had to be rescued because he was sent a different way. Unbeknownst to Luigi, he ended up in Bowser's castle and he got locked up. And that was like that until the end of the movie, which explains why he had less screen time. I know it kind of sucks, but that was the movie's way of performing a plot. Mario had to rescue Luigi to save the kingdom. Another criticism some people had when this movie came out was that Princess Peach was a badass in the Mario movie, who could fight and could do cool tricks, and she is not the damsel in distress in the movie, unlike in the video games where she has to be rescued. Because of that, people thought she was the main hero and not Mario.
Now, I think the movie went way too far into making her into a badass. I mean, she's a strong woman who kicks a lot of ass, and I can tell that she's totally capable of saving the Mushroom Kingdom. And honestly, that is the problem. Because of that, I was rooting for fucking her instead of Mario. I was thinking that she would be the one to save the Mushroom Kingdom, but not Mario. That is a problem since Mario is the fucking protagonist. Now look, I don't mind changing the character a bit, so he's not a damsel in distress anymore. I understand that being a damsel in distress is a very outdated trope, and it needed to be updated. But come the fuck on, man. The movie is literally titled The Fucking Super Mario Brothers Movie. Mario's supposed to be the one I'm supposed to root for. He's supposed to be the true hero, not Princess Peach. What the fuck? Yeah, they went way overboard with making her into a badass, like I said.
Let me explain part of the reason why Mario turned out the way he did in the movie when he met the princess. The reason why Mario at first hated mushrooms before he tried using the mushrooms for power is because Miyamoto thought it would be a fun thing for the movie to try that with Mario. And even though this sounds stupid, Mario is new to the Mushroom Kingdom in the movie, which explains why before that he was an average plumber, and him going through pipes was exactly why he discovered the Mushroom Kingdom. And in the cartoons and such, he is a plumber who fixes and goes through pipes. Mario and Princess Peach went through this together as teamwork, and by the end, he rescued Princess Peach from Bowser in the movie. I don't think it's that bad, because Mario did some work, but people didn't think teamwork played out well, and that's why Princess Peach not being a damsel in distress didn't work. There was also a video game, though, where Princess Peach is a hero and a badass called Super Princess Peach on the Nintendo DS, and people seem to not know or forget that video game existed. So maybe Illumination producers and animators wanted to use that game as a source for this movie, and Nintendo was fine with this. Besides, I thought the way they handled things went pretty well, as they even did a Mario Kart reference during the plot of the movie, and that is awesome. That was one good part of this movie even some reviewers don't get. Some people think Mario was supposed to be the main hero and didn't need any help, just like the video games, as he is the main character, but I don't think him having teamwork or help was that bad. People just seem to take the title of this movie far too seriously. I don't mind this movie being a little different from the games. It's an elimination movie after all, and they animated, and Nintendo isn't the only company who made this movie. There are people who have said the Mario movie is not as great as the other movies made by Illumination because the animation is not as great as the actual video game designs for the other characters of the video game, and that this movie is not as great as the other movies that Illumination made. There are other movies I do like from them, and while I do agree many movies are more iconic, like Despicable Me for example, this movie is better than some of the other movies they have made in my opinion. While I do agree that the animation is a bit ugly and not as great as the video games, it's not the worst illustration of Mario I have seen, especially in film. And that and the other positive things make this movie already way better than the 1993 movie. One thing I could kind of agree with people on is the casting they picked for the Mario movie that came out this year, which is a Hollywood celebrity cast consisting of actors like Jack Black, Seth Rogen, and Chris Pratt. Some people, including myself, did not have good thoughts on this movie because of the cast and the animation as well. But I've seen the movie, so it didn't become as bad as I expected. And I think this movie is better than the other video game movies that came out before. Now on to the cast. I thought Jack Black as Bowser was actually great as Bowser, especially in the trailer. Although the voice was not as good as in the games, the voice helped me have confidence to see this movie when I heard it at first. Chris Pratt as Mario, on the other hand, was not as good as Mario in the games, but at least the real voice of Mario did have a cameo in some other characters in the movie. I think with Chris Pratt, they wanted to give Mario a Brooklyn accent, considering the movie Outside the Mushroom Kingdom is set in New York, which means they are referencing the Super Show cartoon as well as the 1993 movie, which was also set in New York. So them doing that in the movie is not too far-fetched considering Mario did have a Brooklyn accent in past non-video game media. But Donkey Kong's voice was also good, and like I said, Princess Peach's voice was great. That's all I have to say in my defense of the Super Mario Bros. Movie from 2023, which was this year. I used some of Blaze the Movie Fan's review of the movie, which I thought he went too harsh on this movie, going as far as to put this movie on his worst movies of 2023 list. But I respect his opinion though. A link to his review is in the description of this video, and his review is one of the reasons I want to defend this movie, even though the movie is very successful, and I thought this movie was good even if it's not that great. But it was good enough for me since I saw this movie twice. Special thanks once again to the Funny Guy 9000 for contributing to the script, and thank you all for watching this video. This has been Brick, and I'm out.